I don't know why it's always hard to look at the screen, at the camera every time I'm trying to shoot, every time I'm trying to say something. It's one hell of a funny thing to look at this thing and think that it's a human and you try to actually have a conversation with it, but it's okay, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that if this is the only way for me to probably share my message, and I always find it funny that I have to always look at the camera. And yeah, and this is why I'm probably introducing the topic that is the importance of self-amusement, alright? It's big. It's very, very big. Trust me, it's one of the most important, like one of the huge topics I believe every human should know more about. You know, we spend a lot of time on with ourselves, right? We spend a lot of time, and the time we spend with ourselves is not necessarily the funniest time. The time we spend with ourselves tends to have a lot of loneliness. Life tends to become a little bit boring because we don't believe that there is a lot of things going on in our lives, and yeah, to a great extent that seems to be true. There's not a lot of things happening to you, there's not of like stuff coming your way, there's not a lot of people probably liking you, cherishing the fact that you exist. And yeah, for a lot of people, and of course me included, for a lot of time, life is boring. Life is very, very boring to a great extent. And we kind of miss that funny vibe that we get from life. We kind of miss the lifeness in life in and of itself. And here's why I think we as a human, we have to develop the skill. I say we have to develop the skill, and that is the importance of learning how to be with ourselves, but in a more funny way. I believe we should be with ourselves in a way much more funnier way than we are being with ourselves. And I don't know why we kind of bought into this idea that we have to be 100% relying on the physical world to determine our state, right? Sometimes we go through life, and because we don't believe that there is a lot of things going, we stop feeling enthusiastic about things. We stop to feel a lot of love towards things. We stop to see the joke and the funniness of life, unless we actually see someone falling by chance, and that occasionally happen. Like, it doesn't happen that often, right? You never see someone falling. You don't really see a lot of funny things, or at least what we consider to be funny a lot of times. And that's why we don't laugh a lot. We don't have a lot of fun time. We don't know how to generate that fun. And if you do that, your life will become very, very boring. And I assume it is the case right now. Probably your life is becoming very boring. And that is, we didn't learn how to imagine and how to be more self-amusing. When I say self-amusing, it means like, how much are you capable of having fun with yourself? That means your ability to have loads of fun on your own, just like you and yourself, talking to yourself, imagining things, like trying to have the best time, even though nobody's around. I think this is an ability, this is a skill we should learn how to develop. I think we should learn to use our imagination more, because life will always continue to be life. There's nothing that significantly there is no significant change will ever happen that will make your life extremely funny, and if that's not gonna happen, that also means you are also not going to have the funniest moments in your life, right? So if that's being the case, I strongly assume you should learn how to be more self-amusing with yourself. You should learn how to see the fun part in life, because life is not necessarily going to be fun unless you want it to be fun. You want to make proactive choice to see life as a funny thing. And for me, I started to see one thing that I used to probably make myself laugh is to imagine how much of a small thing we are in the universe, like how much the universe is so big. It's so fucking big. It's an enormously fucking big that we're almost dots connecting. Like, even me right now, I'm almost a dot trying to connect to another dot. This is very much logic, but it's also like, it's a lot of fun to my mind. The way that I think about it, like the way that I make myself is like, I imagine how much the universe is huge compared to how little we are, and you're almost like dots trying to connect and try to socialize, and probably having a video like this and you're watching it like being a dot, watching a dot trying to talk about something that a dot is producing, you know. These things, like, I play with my mind all the fucking time, and this is what makes me laugh, really. This is what makes me enormously laugh. Even if I'm alone, you know, even if 3 a.m. I could probably imagine something that it's so stupid, but it's so funny for my mind, and this is how I actually learn how to be more self-amusing with myself. So I strongly believe, so the point, the takeaway of this video should be this: life will always be boring if you want it to. Life will always be significantly funny if you want to do that, if you want to choose to make it. So your tool, probably your best tool to make fun your life to be, if that's even a word, use your imagination. Start to imagine things that are extremely funny. It doesn't have to be real, and you have to allow yourself. You have to allow yourself to imagine stuff that aren't necessarily real, and they don't even have to. Just for the sake to play with your mind. Just for the sake that you can. We have imagination, for God's sakes. Why don't you fucking use it? Why don't you use it to have more fun in your fucking daily life, right? And trust me, the more you do that, it's gonna be fun. You know, it's gonna be great, and life will be the funniest you can ever experience. So yeah, I would probably shoot more of this video so you can this place so we can enjoy how much life is beautiful. You know, sometimes. So yeah, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you.